Good evening, Go Mode podcast. We've got more of this year's Mentor Tourney. Tonight, we've got a 3-0 matchup between SquishyPanda and Green Cola. The mode is Casual Boots. I'm Jesse Rock, Sniper99, joined tonight by Vortex of Doom with Sim Dennis doing tracking, and thanks to Secretly a Sliver doing the restream. Hello, Vortex.
Hello, I'm excited to get on commentary again. Getting back into the swing of things. This tournament's how I got my start in Rando, and it's always fun to come back for it. So yeah, looking forward to this one. We got a 3-0 match here between these two runners. So and both of them have, I believe, they are returning mentees. So
Yeah, that's what we were told. So I'll believe it.
They've progressed. Yeah. I'm expecting 5-0 better from both of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've got Beer and Coin Chaser on the mentor side of this race. Beer with Panda and Coin Chaser with Cola. So two very good runners. Very different approaches, I would say, to being rando runners. Beer definitely not like the type to grind a lot of NMG, but Coin is a big time NMG runner, so probably a bit more of an execution focus there.
Yeah, on that note, I did see Green Cola take the dash left out of Link's house, whereas Panda went below the bushes like you do in NMG when you flute there. Oh, and we're seeing a try-hard spin speed.
I was going to say, I hate that strat, but I have to say I love the go for it, and still picked up both of the magics. Like, I am such a fan of picking up both magics. Just in case you do get some kind of magic weapon or powder before you reach CAC.
Yeah, powder before you reach CAC is the big one. And, or you get, like, Ether before Mini Moldorm Cave or something. Like, then you have two of them, and it gives you a little more to work with. Left slash 2.
I was gonna say, these are like some very hardcore NMG strats.
Okay, that dash, not as big a fan of that one. That first dash down. But I mean, Cola had a rough time to the first, like getting out of Uncle hallway. Was definitely out second and has made up some of that time.
Yeah, I mean
all of it in this one, actually.
That guard placement trying to get out of with using the spin speed strat was a little risky.
Yeah, got unlucky there.
But Cola's lines actually in like some of the other rooms have been pretty decent. That 2-guard room right before the boom guards, the 2 boom guard rooms, like SquishyPanda was just a little high there, so lost a little bit on that line.
We see one pot from SquishyPanda. Ooh, and a nice Master Sword as a reward.
Yeah, really good 8-slash there from Cola. And also getting the guard or the ball and chain close to the door. Like, good pushing up towards that spot.
Yeah, that's the real benefit of 8-slash in casual boots. You get to use your boots to get all the way to the right side of the room as quickly as possible, and you can move them more toward the door, whereas in NMG you have the boomerang to pull it toward you from kind of wherever you are. So
we do already have our Hyrule Castle small key. Did we get the map? I did not. I don't remember if we got the map.
I don't recall.
I forget often if I did pick it up or not.
Yeah. So, that's one thing that, like, you should be keeping track to maybe be able to skip Sank Chest if you know it's the map. But I personally, I'm not sure I've ever remembered to actually count it if I didn't do it. Like, I think I've opened the map every single seed I've ever played. So
I've tried to remember, and then I get nervous that I forget.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make that 3 seconds up somewhere else.
By skipping the back of escape items? I don't know.
Yeah. Nice movement to avoid that wrap, the first dash he took. Ooh, cut that dash a little short. Got punched
Yeah, I would have
pretty
had
hard
it.
for it. Started the dash a little early. Boots escape is I really like them having casual boots in the tournament now, because it gives a really good opportunity to talk about like the basics of boots movement and like solid fundamentals about it in a controlled environment, where you don't have to consider other like routing or other there's no other considerations. It's just boots and a sword, which is kind of the core of using boots in the mode, or in the game, period. Oh, that must be the map.
Yep. And yep.
Both of them,
And also-
remember,
Yep.
their mentors are bigger gamers than I am. We got a green pendant at Hera. That was a quick map check.
Yeah.
For a mentee.
Yeah, double regular crystals at Eastern and Desert, so nothing too crazy for this light world. I will say the fact that we got that early sword, I don't see a world I'm not scouting Lumberjack here. Just
Yeah.
it just feels too weird to not scout here.
When you get out of bed in a casual boot seed, you're 2 items away from having Aga and Logic. Ooh, that's a nice bush grab.
Yeah, and I think this
but,
route's really
yeah,
nice
with
for Cola compared to Panda.
And you get a chance at a couple more tree pulls. Oh, nice hook shot. I don't know if I'm picking up that bush.
I would have thought like get 2 on the
Again.
first drop. If you didn't get 2 drops that first time, I don't know why you're going for a second crab personally.
Yeah, and 8's fine, right? Like
Yeah.
you'll get some bombs somewhere else. You can pick one up when you do South Shore. Cola knows the hundo. Hundo drop down. Love to see it. And yeah, so checking that bush rock or not is ending up costing SquishyPanda a little time here. Ooh, and not going into the. I wonder if that was beer telling them to turn around and get 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 is kind of the fault you go for here. Is like you just want at least 2 to get all of the top of CAC. You can easily buy bombs before worrying about Chicken Hut, but for that first couple of checks, you want to just grab 2 if you have the boots.
And like, by having those bombs and not needing to bonk that rock a couple times, Cola has pulled ahead again, even with the Lumberjack check. So that's what doing those tree pulls and bush crab checks can get you. And like, if Panda had just like dashed up and done the one in Lost Woods proper, they'd be in good position even without the Lumberjack check, which like it is a reasonable skip. I think like if you do Aga, you're probably going to go back up the mountain and you can just check it then. But
yeah,
the things you do to save time don't always end up saving time. And like some of it may be execution, but like in this case, it's literally the going back and forth between screens to refresh the rock to be able to bonk it twice, I think is a significant portion of the difference here. Flippers. Okay, flippers, hook shot, like are we doing Aga as soon as we get the lamp? What's that?
I'm not. Like I'm gonna try to. I'm hitting mini mold arm. I wish we had more money at this point. Like, it's not terrible at 275 there, but like I might do Damn to Agina just to see if maybe I can snipe a little bit of money. I don't love it, but like I want that money before I have to make that call.
Yeah, we don't have the pearl, so Aga just isn't really in the cards until we have it. But if we get a lamp and a pearl, like 3 swords, Flipper's hookshot, we've got all of Dark World if we get the pearl and the lamp.
Oh, and really aggressive here from Panda, not even going after library or race game checks. Saving and quitting out of Chicken Hut just because of like the bomb situation, deciding I've wasted enough time.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I love it.
It's aggressive. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. I think like that's, you know. And there's a 300, so
yep.
See if either of our runners do a Gina here. It's
with that 300, I'm not like I'm gonna rush the mini Moldrum Cave. Although nice hammer, I'm still gonna rush over like. But I think it's a different mindset of like the two are where you are at this point. Like this is me speaking as a guy who's been playing for a long time, and another mishook through the block there. Whereas like if I'm in their shoes, I'm probably doing Agina a bit more likely.
Yeah, I don't usually ever check the ledge item.
I like checking it with boots at least. Like it doesn't feel
bad. It just feels like especially if Desert's a crystal, you're gonna go there pretty soon after you can, and like even if it's unless it's something super good, you're not gonna be.
Oh, and I just realized technically Panda didn't have the money for Zora because Panda had not been picking up all the 20s in all the 5s.
Panda does have the money, just
no,
barely,
but got it off of a Gina. Is my point. See. So yeah, like
I mean that's a fine bet to make though, that they'd still get it. But yeah, did luck out a little bit there. I did not notice that 20 put him over. Cola taking the more aggressive play to skip Agina. I do like it. I do like doing Agina, especially if it looks like it's going to be an Aga Seed, just so you don't, orphan, particularly your Pearl, and have to go back to it. But
now, one of the things you can do here in Ice Rock Cave is set up the water walk here. Jump off the diagonal of the ledge. Although, yeah, did we not set it up? There we go. That's good setup. So you can jump off this diagonal here, and then when you jump off the waterfall here, you'll be in water walk state. And I'm just full clearing all these flipper checks. Like,
yeah, I think that makes sense. Doesn't make much sense to skip it, and this is the fastest way to hobo. Being able to water walk to it with flippers, you can't take advantage of a faster Zora's Domain because the whirlpool is surrounded by shallow water, so you lose the water walk if you have flippers, which means that this is not only an in-logic check, it's like the fastest thing you can do with the water walk.
Yeah, and anybody who talks about like trying to save and quit from hobo to get to the waterfall or get to Zora, it's like it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. It pretty much breaks even. Like you're not.
Does it really? That feels so slow.
I think it's close enough that it's like roughly the same. Like maybe that's what Panda's doing. It's not a big save or loss.
And yeah, add the question in chat. This Cola's sprite is Cadence from Cadence of Hyrule. Oh, nice flute. That's interesting. Okay, so Panda
that's a full mountain. I'm going all the way up there, and before hitting Saha, I'm gonna beat Hera no matter what, even if it is fire locked.
And Panda is I did save and quit, which I wasn't expecting.
It didn't look like it was going to lose much time. I think the big issue was that Panda started to head towards Eastern and then did
Yeah.
a double take. And like that is one of the most dangerous things when you're learning the game is not being committed to a play.
Yeah. Knowing what you do before you do it is probably one of the biggest differentiators early on in skill in this game. And it's much harder in a mentor situation when you're talking to someone else, like even though they're helping. I was gonna say that the flute play paid off, or the flute pays off for Panda, because now they can go south to CAC, check Grace Game and Library on the way to get the flute, and that looks like exactly what they're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, we also get that sick kid check with this.
Oh yeah, was the bottom any Moldorm Cave? I missed it.
Yes, I think that was it. I think it was also filled with a blue goo. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I do remember seeing a blue goo.
Yeah, I will say I'm not a big fan of this because like it's gonna be if you don't get that glove before coming to Eastern, it's like you're gonna have this weird double around this way a couple of times. I would just rush the mountain here and hope that it works out.
Yeah.
Like the best thing you can get here is maybe a mirror or fire for Hera, and like I don't think it's a big enough boost.
I mean, this feels to me like you're committing to not doing Hera when you go to the mountain, which, like, if you go to the mountain, you don't get anything, or you get something good and you don't do Hera, you just, then you do Saha's Closet then if you don't want to orphan it before Dark World. But like now, it's like now you need to take a second trip there if you are going to get the green pendant and turn it in, which like if you make the play to Hera, you probably would want to do that. So it feels like it's a little more of a commitment to go there early when like unless it's one glove and the other's on the mountain, you're not gaining anything by doing it before the mountain. I guess if it's a glove, you have Dark World access, but like
worst case
that's
scenario,
the only thing
like,
that would be
okay, there was. Yeah, I mean, if you got a lamp in Saha's Closet and then decided I'm gonna full clear Hera if like the big key's locked in the basement, like maybe there's some value there, but that is very like worst case scenario, and I don't think I would play for that here.
Yeah, fire or glove are the only things that make a lot of sense before going up the mountain. But we'll see. I'm also not 100% sure how I feel about climbing to Spec Rock before going right. Again, like there's like one item, and the utility is minimal. And maybe if you go up after getting a glove, on the next time you can do Spike Cave with it, which is a glove from being in Logic. But
yeah,
like,
I probably would have gone for the check just to see, because like that's one that like after Hera, it's like, am I doing Spiral Cave or am I doing Spec Rock? And like
I would definitely do Spiral and then do Spec Rock alone, even if I didn't get glove, probably. Or wait until glove. I mean, probably not, because it's looking a little, especially if you've already done Saha's Closet like this. But all this is honestly kind of nitpicking. This is very conventional routing for the most part from both runners.
Yeah, like it's Kaz Boots is a tough one because like I think even if you're a great runner, a medium runner, a new runner, like this mode has just so much. I don't want to say it's a crapshoot, but like there's just times you feel like you did everything right and you still just get punished. Like this is not obvious.
Yeah, and predictably with the Paradox Cave we had, Cole is going to go do Hera, and I think we're finishing it. So we're going to double dip Saha's Closet unless we see like a glove here on the ground floor.
Well, and Panda is doing Spiral Cave first here. Given that Panda had not done Spec Rock, that looks to be kind of the thought is going to do Hera into Spec. And there's the fire in Hera, so... I will say I don't think it's a bad idea to just go for the Hera pot here. If I get one item out of Hera and I get the small key, I don't mind this. I think if it was map or compass in that map chest, I'm doing basement, so I have big key to play a little bit more cautious. But in this scenario, I like it. And there's our second item, so it works out very nicely.
And yeah, kill Moldorm for the pendant. Would be great to have to single dip Saha's Closet here. Just saying.
I mean, and here's the question then: is are you going from like if you turn in that green pendant, are you just gonna are you dipping Eastern or?
No,
I think I'm
going to Aga.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you know 2 or 3 items in Eastern versus literally the entire Dark World. It's not a fast Dark World, but
you've got a fully clearable Thieves Town, which isn't terrible for a dungeon clear. Like, it could be a pendant, but I like the call. We're a mirror away from fully clearable Swamp at that point, so pretty good options.
Quick speed Hera pot here. I still am very partial to this.
Yeah, if I've got boots and the hook, I'm doing hook speed. And generally it does, if you get it like the first two or three attempts, it is a time save over Bread Pot and the others. So we did get a second bottle. We are very safe in this seed, by the way.
Yeah, red mail.
Tempered Sword, red mail. We're pretty much almost at a full row of hearts. We got a blue goo and a green goo. Yeah, so we're just seeing a little bit of just retracing each other's steps. We are going to get the Agina play. I like getting Agina here just as kind of like a just in case. Flute makes this really easy.
It's not going to get much better unless you want to get really greedy with it and wait for Mitts and Mirror. And if either of those are in there, that's a huge punish. So it makes sense to go back for it. Especially if you think that your opponent might have done it, which, like, a lot of people do. Like, oh, if I'm getting the damn item, I'll just continue and go to Agina. And, like, oh, it's looking like an Agaseed. I want to clean up Agina early. Like, it makes sense to go clean that up from that context, too.
Yeah, giving, like... So the big difference really here is just a little bit of early efficiency from Cola. Panda's not far behind. Gonna be able to save a little bit of time based on having done.
So
yeah, I'm not loving this. This is where, like, if I'm getting all the tools and a mass of tools, like multiple swords and like the equipment we're getting is definitely singing like go to Aga to me. And I don't like, if this was Pendant Eastern, I think I'm with Cola on this play.
I'm still going to Aga, I think, but I would understand it more certainly in that case. Yeah. If we get 2 items in the first 2 checks, you better leave, is all I'm saying. Oh, baby, that's... Okay. Might leave after the second chest regardless.
Yeah, I mean, that's Skull and Thieves no matter what now.
And, like, they can't both be pendants, right? Like...
unlikely. If they are, and this is a Ped Seed, as well as an Aga Seed, like, okay. But that will be an advantage, especially
that's very big, as long as the bow isn't quick. I don't expect, like, if you're doing Aga and you don't have normal Dark World access, you know, you're not most of the time going to be skipping any checks on the way through the Dark World. So it, you know, if that first glove is in the back of Skull Woods, that's a massive advantage regardless of where the bow is. But like the front of Skull Woods, I wouldn't expect SquishyPanda to skip, right? Because like it'll take forever to get back there.
Yeah, the Dark World loop in an Agaseed is not a fun one, so you definitely want to just do everything you can along the way. And we're good enough on money. Like, I think the one question is, like, you know, is there a World Panda Dips pod here? I doubt it. By the way, we are coming up on our last check outside of Aga, so this will confirm the Agaseed. Oh, okay.
Okay. Unlike, like, it's not as likely that that's going to matter before the bow. Like, the fire rod's relevant on this loop, and the fire rod, we need 2 gloves before we can even think about it being useful. But I definitely not sorry about that dip, even if it's not going to strictly be necessary. Unfortunate. Meanwhile, Panda's climbing Aga Tower just about done. Just starting.
Going for some dash, the dash there. Just a little bit off. We'll see if we get some gamers in. Hey, we got a gamer.
My last hook speed, I was literally still in front of the stairs. I messed up.
Were you in hook speed, or were you just not able to get very far?
I did get hook speed state, but I don't think I activated it. Yeah, Fire Rod was first chest of Eastern, and Kane was big key chest, and Panda did not get either of them.
Yeah, and I think, like, Vortex and I are both kind of on the side of, like, it was a good play from Panda there. This is kind of just the nature of Kaz Boots, is, like, you kind of want to play a little aggressive. And, like, I'm not surprised Beer would put to that route either. Like, I think Beer is also kind of along those lines, playing this a little aggressive.
I am a little... Panda did quit out of Saha, and I'm a little surprised by that, because I think he had health from his last spawn on the mountain. And leaving and fluting means you have beams for Aga Tower, which I guess maybe they're just not thinking of that, but...
To say,
yeah,
nice
it depends.
RNG there for Cola, a lot better than what Panda dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, the mirror.
Okay, that makes the loop a lot less unfriendly. That was a close call for Cola there at the very end of the climb. Oh, we are...
Pendant TR, we got 5/6s at Swamp and Ice, it looks...
Oh, interesting. Are we going for the... We're going straight for
Swamp.
Which...
Yeah, Hype Swamp.
Hype Swamp. Like... That makes sense, I guess. If Glove's on the north loop...
Like, if I'm...
a little time...
If I'm Cola,
there are 2 gloves to find.
Like, Cola North Route makes the most sense because that Skull feeds into Swamp, and like the loop just makes a lot of sense. Without that Fire Rod, Panda is hoping that that Fire Rod shows up in Swamp, or that's something to kind of work the route a little bit differently. So
and Glove, because Glove, you know, you end up in CAC or near CAC at the end of your path to dig game, and then you can just continue without, you know, needing to do anything else. Whereas, yeah, I think Cola probably should take the top route. What I think I would have liked to see is a map check before deciding whether you're going to go north or south.
Well, we got a map check from Panda.
Right, but I noticed specifically that it was after leaving the pyramid screen and starting to dash south, um, which like
Oh, fair.
the things you find can like mirrors like, oh, suddenly you have King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge. Um, it's not just swamp.
And there's that decision point now for Cola.
Yeah. Let's see. Both going south. I don't love it.
It's not like, yeah, like I think you got better options going north in Green Cola's position. Like, you have the ability to beat dungeons very cleanly right now. Like,
the punishment for going south incorrectly is much larger than the punishment for going north incorrectly. You've got your clearable crystals on both sides, and there's more like strict density south. But if there's no glove south, if the glove is in Village of Outcasts, you end up having to go around the long way anyway, and you wasted a little more time going south. Whereas if you go north, you end up taking the south loop without an extra flute, without any extra traversal, and covering all the same ground, even if the glove is down here instead. So from that perspective, that's sort of what I'm thinking. Given that everything is clearable going north for Cola. Terrible play. I am a little surprised that neither of them took the hook shot route across the top. But
yeah, this isn't to say like this is a bad play. It's just one of those plays where it's like you could get a little better value. Getting all the crystals along the way, like, and there's alternate pieces here that can work really well for Green Cola. Is like, if I got the 2 gloves by the time I reach Swamp, then it's like I finish Swamp and I'm going to Ice. I like, look at where we're at. It's, we're running into the situation where Mitts and a bow is go mode potentially, very likely. The go mode.
Yeah, that's true. 2 gloves and a bow. Well, for Cola, which means that the bow, which means the Panda is already, not quite on borrowed time looking for the bow, but getting there.
But like with that condition, like it makes it even better of a play to have gone to Vu, because like if I get the mitts, like depending on where mitts are, like that might, like Smith Chain might not even matter in the seed. Like there's a good chance Smith Chain, we just don't care.
Did we have trouble with?
Yeah, yeah, Panda's diver down on left side just wasn't doing. That's one of those things is like, yeah, you want to know it both with bombs or without, or with bombs or with Samaria, and it looks like Panda's not comfortable with bombs potentially. But we were getting a full clear from both runners.
From left side?
Yeah, yes, we did. It picked up the key, the spiky pot key, to make sure they had a key without picking up the left side swamp. A small key that Cola just got.
Yeah.
So it worked out. Like, it's not like the old days where like if you flooded the key, you were kind of like had to leave. Like there are alternate ways now with Specky Pot. So. And yeah, I think the other side of this, like just going back to this north versus south route, I think the other thing we can say is like, we might not see left side swamp here because this is a dungeon that you can make changes based on the ability to say, I don't need this, or I can risk not touching it. Whereas like, you're beating all of Thieves Town. Skull is a very straightforward dungeon. The north route, Vu, like there's no skips. around the way to
Right.
swamp. Whereas like in swamp, left side swamp is an easy thing you want to skip if possible. Like
And
this is
and
just
like
time.
to be fair to Panda, it makes a lot more sense
Yes.
needing Cane and Fire Rod as well, right? Like it's like, well, what are the chances that I'm gonna like I have swamp clearable and I need all this stuff. What are the chances that I feel like it's justifiable to skip left side swamp on that trip? Like I'm gonna do it either way. Might as well just do it. It's more items. But again, from Cola's perspective, they're getting that mirror put you, 2 gloves and a bow from go potentially, as we said. So
Yeah, and unfortunately, really nothing here in swamp. Just some health, and that's
yeah,
it.
the gloves are in Village of Outcasts. We already figured this out. So
A little bit of an oopsie moment there on Panda's side, forgetting we didn't have the gloves to take that route up.
another reason you should have gone north. I get you run into that either way though.
Yeah.
Well, probably not technically, given that it's almost guaranteed that you're going to have been able to get a glove before coming down here, unless it's in pod.
Also, one of the interesting things here for Panda could be that, like, if we find the bow, like, Panda could set up for Pod Eastern together,
Yeah.
whereas, like, Cola might just play for Eastern to beat that, and hard to say, like, depending on how much they have done. Oh, great. So, yeah, this is one of those little things. Yeah.
That's why you do that one first.
Yep.
We'll see if Cola does. Coming from the north, it's really easy to just not.
Yeah.
But that is the hundo thing to do as well, I believe.
Yep. And that has more to do with, like, inventory and pause menuing and whatnot, but...
No, we're gonna see the same mistake from both, unfortunately. But
yep.
That is a minor routing mistake.
That's one of those things you kind of start to realize the more you do it, and I think even for the mentors, like, this is a very hard tip to give in the moment. Be like, no, do 45 first. Like, as a mentor, you're thinking, like, what's the bigger things I can think about here?
Yeah, it's really easy in this game to think about the big chunks of plays that you have available to you. And yeah, we're doing hype swamp to dig game. Just do those checks, and you don't think about you don't think about shovel if you don't already have it. Like, where would be good to get shovel? Like, obviously dig game sucks to get it, but can you make it better anywhere else? And that's one of the hardest, like, split second changing directions to do. I was just thinking of the race I mentored last week. We got Hammering King's Tomb when we were going to do the Mitz loop south, and we realized after the fact that we could have saved ourselves a significant amount of time by quitting out of King's Tomb with that hammer and going hype into the village. But it's another one of those things that it's, the items you get during your route can change your route even while it's happening. And
yeah,
it's
to
really
answer the
easy
question
to
in chat, it is faster to have done Stumpy first generally, but what we're saying is, like, a big thing that can make a difference in the long run is setting yourself up for the oddball grab. Like, oh, I did this, but then I found this thing that just made my route better. Like, having that plan for the next step is always in your best interest.
Oh, and a book. That's another one that it would have been great to have so you can do swamp into desert. Or even just combos, yeah. So, man, we would crush these guys in this seed, Jesse.
I don't know. I think we would have been crushed by that fire rod in Samaria for a bit, depending on this bow.
That's true. Neither of us.
I am worried.
That, so.
Yep. Nope.
The bow, if the bow is Cola's go mode, I think most other things are forgiven unless it's on Bombo's tablet. If the bow's on Bombo's tablet, then you're fine putting it off. But again, like we said, it was a lot more understandable to go south if you didn't, if you didn't go into Eastern. Going south made more sense than it otherwise would have. So who knows what we would have decided. I'd probably still go north. I was thinking it the whole time, but and we got a blind check of Lumberjack, so that's time that Cola's not going to spend.
Yeah, just gonna check out Bumper Ledge here, but we're far off from Bumper even. Like, no glove, no cape.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things, like, for Panda.
No, this is fine. This is fine because you've already done all the south stuff. Yeah. I was gonna say you don't skip stuff, but like this is extremely low risk.
Yeah, like if I'm Panda, I'm doing you're doing Vu into Skull. Like you're hoping Fire Rod is here in Vu or Thieves Town, and then you're gonna route into Skull Woods at the end of your route. Whereas for Green Cola, it's the opposite. Like this is the faster route on their side. Actually, is it? I don't know. Like
I'm not actually sure it is. Thinking about it, where you
like
just
if you
quit from head or.
I mean, I don't even think we care about
the speculative routing. Oh yeah, we don't.
What? It's ether for
ether for my area. That's true. But what was I gonna say? The upside to doing this is if you get both gloves, and then you'd have better things to do than Smith Chain if you got both gloves, though. So maybe
if I've got both gloves, then I am hitting Mire area and Desert. I'm hitting Ice Palace, and that's true of either of the runners. Like this is not just a thing that's best for Cola. Like I've got Bombos, so if I've got Mitts, like Panda can beat Ice, Panda can beat Desert. There are just a lot better options if I'm getting Mitts. If I get Bow, it's Eastern and Pod. Like those are just the plays here.
Yeah, I do think that back to front is the correct routing if you're going to do Skullwoods first.
Yep.
And you get a nice big key out of it, so we're delaying finding out exactly how much Panda is going to get punished for no early Eastern dip. Not super long, because Skull's a crystal. They'll have everything else done in the Village of Outcasts area, so it's not. It'll just be a quick cleanup to avoid getting punished super hard. But if it's a glove in that big chest, that's gonna be quite rough.
I mean, even if it's a bow.
Yeah, glove or bow would be pretty disastrous.
I will say, good dash for Panda there on the Hellway in Thieves Town. Burna is not always a lot. Like, Cape is the safest because you can be wrong on your pixel. Burna, you actually have to still have the right pixel to get the dash. Because if you bump a spike with the Burna, you will bounce.
A glove means they have to do the north loop again.
Okay, well, it is fine. Big Chest is dead, so...
It is an item, though.
Yeah.
So... That'll be a scary couple minutes when Panda does get the Ice Rod, or the Fire Rod.
I'd be scared if we got Ice Rod in this seed. And it doesn't matter how efficiently you thought you were clearing Skullwood says no.
Yeah, I think Panda's probably gonna, at this point, unless we find the glove... Okay,
hey, the glove!
There's the glove. I was gonna say, I think we maybe do Pod before Eastern for Panda. Because, like, if there's a glove in Eastern, you didn't have to do Ega kind of thing. But it is like what, like Glove doesn't even open very much. I guess we have all of Desert now.
Yeah, we've got those 2 checks in Desert. I wouldn't be shocked to get a bow or a French vanilla glove there. And unfortunately, like, Bombo's Tablet's just not great. I don't like the idea of saying, like, Cola should run from Thieves Town and Vu all the way to Bombo's Tablet, but that just doesn't get better.
Yeah. I mean, I think you hope you get Mitts and maybe wait till you have Smith Chain, but at this point, like, you're only looking for Mitts and a bow, probably. So
yeah, I mean, I'm playing at two medallions. I'm playing for the idea that I don't have to worry about Ether usually.
Yeah, it's literally just the tablets and Desert that we have, and Catfish, I guess.
Oh, Catfish is ugly. Which
yeah. Well, Catfish, I don't feel bad about going straight to Catfish, honestly, because like you know that like you can't have done it early.
Yeah,
it's not. You know, maybe try to get cheeky with it. Wait till Mitts. Find an excuse to quit in Dark World. Run to Catfish, and then use the portal to Ice. But okay, so we are going to see. Up to front routing was the way to do Skullwoods this seed too, because of the big key on Moth. So that's going to be extra punish for Panda.
Well, the thing is like
they come back, they're not going to be able to just call it a day at Moth.
Right. I mean, it's hard because like the thing is like even Cola had to full clear.
Yeah, Cola needed to do everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Skullwoods is one of those dungeons you can do the right route and still full clear, like you hope to be able to skip some chests. And it's just not the case with this one. Like, by the time Panda gets back, maybe Panda's in go and just looking to, you know, to kill Moth. We got some thinking going. And we're bailing. Okay. Looking at the odds, I guess, like, what? We got 1 key in the front. So
yeah, this will pay off.
All, like, mathematically, I think we are kind of knowing that there's a good chance there's only keys in the other checks. So, actually, mathematically, the other checks would have to be small keys, wouldn't they? Under the Bridge and big key chests, I think, are smalls, if they're paying attention to logic.
Yeah, I must have gotten the map and compass. But
I will say, going across the top there in that room, like, no need. Getting that small key, yeah, go to the right here, hit the right side, and then work your way left. Now, for Cola here, like, there is a world where we could go south the rest of the way. I think Cola left Brewery in Vu, so we could continue there to Bombo's Tablet. It's still slow, but, like, that might be the only real way to do that, unless you're doing it after Desert or Catfish. Like, after that, we've got 3 checks. After this, we have 3 that we know of that are overworld between Catfish, Spike Cave, and Bombo's Tablet, and then of course there is the pod dip.
Yeah, I think you either need to like follow that book pretty hard.
Oh, and sorry, I forgot we have Ether Tablet. Like, yeah. Okay, so after this, do Ether into Spike maybe?
Yeah.
Save and quit out of Spike Cave.
Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't.
We got the second item, and we're just hoping for a better weapon to kill Lamo, I guess.
You've got Gold Sword. I don't think. Well, it's gonna be faster later. You have to come back for Meyer. I'm fine with it. Yeah.
No, that's fine. But yeah, like I think if you do Ether Tablet into Spike Cave, save and quit out of Spike, end up on top of the pyramid and hit Catfish.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
The bow on Bombo's tablet is gonna really suck, but
Yep.
I probably well, I don't know. Maybe it's just Mitts in Pod. Well, if it's Mitts in Pod, the bow on Bombo's tablet's really gonna suck because you're gonna clear the whole rest of the game before going back to it. But we'll see if Cola does the same thing.
Oops, I think
Maybe.
there was a moment of Beer being like, no, 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 go to Spike Cave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it's Mitts, like, if we get Mitts, we're definitely hitting all the Mitts checks. Like, Pod is not an option, and Bombo's Tablet isn't either for a bit. I will say over on Cola's side, mirroring from right side like this would actually be a little bit faster, but not the worst. Like,
Yeah.
it's not terrible to go, like, typical NMG here, but there is a little bit of time save with mirror.
This is probably gonna be Catfish.
Yeah, and if there's nothing here, like, I think if you want to go Bombo's Tablet, that's fair. If you want to go Pod, that's fine. But I'm hitting Catfish here. It's the last check in this area, and doesn't really improve ever.
Yeah, Catfish isn't getting any better unless you can combo it with Ice, and if you can combo it with Ice, we have better checks to do, and it doesn't take that much time getting to Ice.
Yeah, if I could do Ice, I'm not
With
doing
Flute.
Catfish.
Right. Oh, I missed it. Did we try to grab the rock, or did we remember we had the bomb right away? Cola is doing the back of desert. This is fine as well.
Yeah. The
I
butter
think
stories,
one
2 slashes, you're fine.
well, and he has fire on it.
Oh, true.
In
Yeah,
retrospect, I do like Panda's play more. Like it is faster to just mirror out from big chest and not run from big chest outside. Like it is strictly a time save, even if you already have the equipment. But I'm guessing that was a beer call.
Yeah. Now, for Panda here, I am doing what I can in Pod. I am not going Eastern first because Eastern is one of those dungeons that, like, you have to go deep to do anything. Pod is a very shallow dungeon. Do what you can, and if there's nothing here, you can always, you know, fail and get back in very quickly to checks.
Well,
But,
and this is your winning play.
Yeah.
Like if Eastern has a free bow already, or the other glove, like if it has the other glove, you didn't have to do Aga. So like Pod is the one that like plays most to your. It's not quite outs. We're not at that point yet. Predictably, it's not bow locked. You probably continue even if it is though.
Yeah, as we've said, like, it's this or it's Bombo's Tablet now, so. So yeah, not surprising we continue to grab keys.
No, Catfish is interesting. I
mean, I would have hit the mountain if I was.
Yeah, I definitely hit
and
the
coin.
mountain.
But like the chance for Panda to gain an advantage here kind of just evaporates with this play from them.
Yeah. We do know that like if the answer is Bombo's Tablet, like Cola's going to give all the time back. And this is going to come out in the wash for both of them.
I will say I would consider having skipped right side here just a tad. I don't hate this. Like, if you can clip, fine, but like one of the two items you're missing is the bow. Like, I say this and I have coached a mentee to do a mimic clip here that won them the race when that was the one item we really needed. So I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, and like, unless we've gotten both two non-keys from the front already, this could just be big key, and like it could be the other of the two items, even if there's a bow not bow locked in back or something. So like, I think this is fine.
5 key front, wow.
6 key front?
6 key? No, wait. No, we got an item.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah, we've got 3 keys. We spent only 2 keys, so yeah, it was a 5 key front.
That's right. That's right. One of the 10th anniversary races was a 6 key front. Like skipping that chest first. Have to move back down to it. Wasted movement. Bombo's tablet. Couple more checks yet before we see. Nice clip up the stairs. Not really a clip, isn't quite the right term. You're not clipping through anything.
I mean, you clipped through a peg.
Oh, and there's ether. So
oh yeah, okay, yeah, we are a bow and a glove.
One more one on. You definitely check that before Bombo's tablet too. The one item we know for a fact now we don't need. I mean, if you're Panda, you 100% go straight to powder because
I don't know.
That Bombo's tablet.
I don't know. Are you hitting Eastern here first though? Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I think there's a world you could say like go to powder first before coming in here because you put it off so hard.
Yeah. I think there's a world. I think like you're getting at least 2 items in Eastern, and the chance that the 40-second powder check is one of them, or is the bow. Oh. Do we recall whether the cane was the 3rd item or the 2nd item out of Eastern?
I thought it was the 2nd.
Okay. If it's the 2nd, that's okay. Like, the cane literally doesn't matter until we have mitts.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, which item do we get next? Like, is that bow going to show up, or is the mitts going to show up next? Because...
That's true, yeah. Bow go mode versus, maybe dipping mire to get your bow and then needing to leave because your cane's in Eastern. That would hurt pretty bad.
Well, like, if we get the bow, is there a world where Panda and Beer just say we're not doing big key chests? Like, do we play aggressive because we're worried about that fire rod?
Yeah, that's why I was asking if it was the 3rd item or the 2nd. Because if it's a 50-50, I can absolutely see them not doing big chest or big key chest. But if it was the 2nd item, then it's like then both of them are items and you just do both. Samaria was big key chest. I do recall that.
It is not a 50-50. I just checked Green-cola's tracker, and Cola is showing an item left in Eastern Palace at this point.
Okay. So if it's not a 50-50, then we're fine.
By the way, nice save and quit heart refill on Spike Cave. I love when that happens and you start on pyramid and you're just getting the free refill.
Catfish, and then I very much disagree with trying to save powder for Smith Chain instead of going straight for it when it's all you got out of pod that could have led you to anything.
I mean, I get the play at least a little bit because like
it makes sense for Panda because you went into Eastern and you got a clearable dungeon. But for Cola, like you spend all the time rushing pod early instead of these checks, and you got an item that could lead to something, and then you're
follow your progression in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna see powder now, and then Mambo Tablet. I assume they will converge on with Cola up a Samaria, but otherwise be pretty close. I guess Cola's gonna be first to Bombos. Well, yeah, it could have been a quick thinking save and quit to like making the most out of a save and quit, but you know, we should have done powder before Ether Tablet too. This is a oh, never mind. No, this is a mistake.
Yep.
Beer should beer should have caught that even for Panda. I think that the only thing everything we need for Ped is go mode. Now that we have Ether.
Yeah, and we're about to find out Bombo's Tablet is the mitts or the bow. And this feels bad, like, especially given what we were saying for Green Cola's route. Like, there was a really nice route here.
Where you end up getting this for free.
Yep.
I mean, it's got to be mitts, right? Like, we've got 2 items.
I mean, the bow could just lead to it. It is the mitts, though, so,
mitts.
Yep.
So now you've got a bow
you're clearing dungeons, and, like, regardless of the situation, this is better for Cola. Having Samaria means that, like, we've got the Mire clear. Mire's not great, but, like, there's worse things to have to do. Ice is an easy clear, and if TR is actually where this bow is, like, oof. Honestly, I might check checkerboard and just bail and go to ice. Like, ice is a more straightforward dungeon.
Yeah, it's... See, the thing with Mire is you've got pretty even odds of, you know, you have to flow clear it to just get the big key anyway, and maybe you find the items. I probably would have gone to ice before going to Mire area at all. But...
powder check was nothing. I think it was just like 10 arrows. We're great on arrows, we just don't have any way to use them.
Did not need Ether, unfortunately, so pod dip.
The pod was worthless.
Yeah.
On the plus side, like, there is an avenue here for Panda now that, like, if the bow is just available some other way, like, I'm probably not going into Mire if I'm Panda.
Yeah, that's true. If the bow is not in Mire, pretty reasonable chance that Panda can go mode it. If it's in Turtle Rock, I don't think there's a path for Panda to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about leaving Eastern with just the Fire Rod.
Knowing it was only one item left in Skull.
Yeah, one item in Skull, Magic Bat, and Bombo's Tablet were your other options, and you had a chance of getting 2 items by staying in Eastern. And it's like, you didn't do Eastern before Aga. It's far from guaranteed that your opponent did. Like, you don't feel good about skipping something there, but yeah, the cost benefit analysis to it is pretty sketchy to leaving with just like, if it was worth dipping for Fire Rod, like Fire Rod, like, yeah, you still need it's one more check for you.
Yeah, on the Samaria stuff, like, if the bow is available on the route that Panda's on, it's fine. Like, there's still some options here. But a bow here in Mire is terrible because we're probably not dipping Mire without the Samaria. If a bow is in Ice, like ggreencola has a better route through Ice Palace. If it's in PR, this is bad. Like, there are very limited situations where the bow becomes, or the Samaria is not a liability.
Okay,
like,
this is great.
Play. Yeah.
Yeah, because Cola has TR available, he won't go up the mountain until last location. Well, he'll probably do it before Smith Chain, but
so on that front, like, I'm thinking, like, if I'm going from this route,
it's just
like Mire into Ice, and then are you going DDM after Ice, or are you hitting Pyramid Fairy?
Yeah, that's the question.
I know, I'm kind of having the same crisis.
In
like,
an Agaseed, I'm probably
like...
checking Pyramid Fairy, I think.
It's just interesting because, like, we're writing
available
off Smith Chain, which is 3 checks, but there's the bow. So that's
massive.
That's best case for Panda here. Like, gonna do Hookshot Cave, but TR is dead, and, like, there's no way ggreencola ends up in TR here. Like,
yeah.
But, like, I see a world that ggreencola is full clearing Ice Palace first. Like, as we said, there's just not a lot of reason not to go for the clearable crystal dungeon here. That's going to be pretty simple.
Yeah,
and, like,
Panda still needs to invest about a minute that Cola doesn't have to in Eastern. Going around to the big key chest.
Our bow was in Super Bunny.
So yeah, unless we're hyper aggressive and skip an item that we couldn't have gotten before Aga, which, like, I don't know, somebody out there would do this.
Yes.
But I don't think we're gonna see it here.
I mean, your options here. It's like, if I don't fully clear this dungeon, I'm committing to Ice without the Samaria, and I'm gonna probably hit Smith Chain. And then Pyramid Fairy is also kind of a rough one. But yeah, I mean, this is the right play for ggreencola. Like, if the second bow is in here, like, it's not a huge thing. But it becomes a question of what is the play after this for ggreencola and Coin Chaser. Like, are you playing Mountain here, or are you playing the Overworld off the Mountain?
Yeah, the Mountain, it's so high reward that I think most people probably do it. They might do something else before the mountain. Like, I could very easily see, like, oh, like, a lot of people are maybe not going to do ice without cane before going up the mountain. You know, I play into that early cane I got. Let's do Pyramid Fairy. Because it's something that a lot of people wouldn't have available. But I don't see anyone quite last locating the mountain just because Pendant TR's there.
Oh,
Okay,
that was a lot. That's a
GG.
discussion. Yeah, that's a discussion between Beer and Panda, and unfortunately, it just goes the wrong way on this one.
Yikes!
And like,
yeah, that's one of the things you have to learn too. Like sometimes your skips burn you.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's not a second red cane out there.
Yeah, this is one of those modes that like, this is what happens. People are fast, like you know that when you play casual boots, sub 120 is very likely, and you kind of feel like, I'm not fast in this one, I need to save time. That Bombos tablet feels really bad. The Fire Rod didn't feel great. Like, I can see why Panda is making this call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could go back in. I just don't see a world we do. Like, I don't think Beer would advocate that either.
I'm pretty sure it's a guaranteed item.
It is.
So, like, you're not going back in. Right? Like, this is a skip. This is not a gamble. So, this is if that is something we needed, like, our opponent would have had it before Aga, but at this point that doesn't matter, right? Because like, if it's the cane, so what if they had the cane before Aga? That is a skip to try to save time at this point. Like, it's probably nothing because all checks statistically are, but you don't have that many checks left at this point. So yeah, it'll remain to be seen when exactly Cola gets that bow, but all but a formality at this point because SquishyPanda is going to have to do the Ice Palace bomb jump and take the long way around. And yeah, this all, like, not all, but all of what we were wondering about in the early game about taking that north route, getting those mitts early, ends up being rendered mostly moot. I guess if you get the mitts early, you're never gonna like hard skip an item in Eastern, I don't think.
That's the thing, like, I'm trying to think of the different routes here. Like, imagine you take Panda's starting route, and then instead of going south, you go north. So then you can get the mitts, but you're still lacking the Fire Rod. But then, like, you have the bow for that Eastern play.
Yeah, you get the bow, and you go straight to Crystal Eastern instead of Pendant Pod. And, you're... Because at that point, when you get the bow, you know for a fact that... and Cola's going straight to the mountain.
Yeah.
So no Pyramid Fairy, no Smiths.
I'm curious if they would have been playing for TR here, but it's not, like... It's still the denser play than...
You have to go into TR if you climb the mountain here, and you have that cane. That cane from Eastern, a bowless Eastern dip. Oh, we're lining up with an item dash. Love to see it.
But yeah, there's go mode for Green Cola.
But yeah, like you don't feel the need to save time by skipping an item, a guaranteed item in the back of Eastern, when you know that like, well, whatever you got, like it didn't make Aga not required. It like, so I think going north after Aga was the.
It was the right call. It was just not maybe the obvious one. Like I think we said for ggreencola we kind of preferred if they had done that, but for
Panda, I was surprised when I saw Panda.
It was defensible. It was defensible,
at
least hoping for Fire Rod.
Yeah, the punish. Well, like the punish was exactly what we saw. Like you were. The first glove was in Village of Outcast area, so you still had to do the hookshot loop. And the second glove, like there was a glove both places, but only if you went the top way first.
Yep.
So,
yeah, that King's Tomb book really valuable in this one.
Yeah. So, this is Cola's last dungeon. He's almost done.
Yeah, and GT route doesn't really matter here. You can pretty much do whichever one you do, and it won't win or lose this race at this point. Gamer room doing gamer room things.
At this point, I don't know if I don't know if Panda is going to figure out where the cane is before. Well, yeah, probably will. Doesn't have that many places to look. Especially, I can't remember what was on Cold Stare, but if there's a key on Cold Stare,
then at least we know not to permit. Yeah. To say both runners having a little bit of a time with Armos. But Cola's out of arrows now before heading to GT.
Do we hit upgrade fairy or just hope we find some in GT? What's the...
I mean, there's got to be some arrows there, right?
That's what I think too.
Or we just spend a minute digging outside of GT, right?
Okay, we're gonna upgrade. If I'm Cola, if you're Cola, how do you feel this seed? Like those mitts, hard last location for both runners, but like,
I think
don't know, like
because of the fact that there was a way to route those mitts better for Cola and Coin, like I think there's a world where Coin is a very aware runner in that sense of thinking like we could have routed that smoother. There is a nice route here, but at the same time, like Coin's got to be like, you know, there's a world that like a Kaz Boots race, you play super aggressive on Aga and you don't get Fire Rod Samaria. So I think you can feel good about that fact and still be a little cautious about what went wrong with your route.
Yeah, I think you are thinking that your that cane is your safety net, that you could have cleared a lot more with the mitts before finding that cane and Fire Rod, and like you might not have had that Fire Rod on the first trip. So you definitely got some efficiency gains there. But yeah, I mean, like knowing how common it is to take the north loop and knowing how free the mitts were if you did that, I'm not feeling great if I'm Cola. But
yeah, you know your out is the Fire Rod Samaria combo that helps your route early. And then you're just hoping that mitts did not really kill you on this one. Nice red thing there in the pyramid, just not the right red thing. It was the red rang.
Yeah, and that like, if you start by going hype into swamp, which like neither of us would have, but like, you know, we were aware of the option, and like both of them did. So like obviously, there's some reason to like, those mitts are going to be last location, like 100% guaranteed.
Yep.
So, seeing Smith chain.
Yeah, this is really probably like the last check before we see Squishy and Beer go into Meyer, possibly. Like, they might just hope the cane is French vanilla.
Yeah, you have to at this point.
On the plus side, we don't have to run the purple chest all the way down. You can just kind of walk it. I will point out, though, they made another skip that I hadn't noticed until now. They skipped Iced Tea for half magic. So, like, they left an orphan check in Ice and Eastern.
Yeah, those are really aggressive skips this late in a seed.
Yep.
Like, you need to cut corners somewhere, maybe, but, like, it, you know, oh my gosh.
Just keep giving us the fetch quest items and everything else that we can check and not get the cane.
Okay, so are we taking bets on whether we go back to Iced Tea or Vanilla Big Key Chest of Eastern first? You already did the powder, didn't you?
I thought we did. I thought we did powder.
Yeah, I think we did. Maybe not.
Did we only see it on Cola's side?
Huh. I guess. Huh.
Going
to Bombo's tablet before turning in the powder from your pod play is crazy work, in my opinion. Sometimes you just forget you have something, and I definitely have just been like, oh, pod was useless, let's go do the other stuff. They only had like three checks after pod anyway. Yeah, are we gonna see Iced Tea or Vanilla Big Key? What do you think?
They both are terrible. I'm probably going to Eastern first. Like, Iced Tea is worse, I think.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm going to Meyer if I'm them.
Well, yeah, like Meyer's their
next
play, yeah. But we're gonna have time to choose one of the two. I think probably not both.
And one of the other things I will point out is, like, we are in week 3 week 4 now of the tournament, and as we said at the top, like, these are two runners who were in at least a recent mentor tourney in the last couple of years, so have a bit of experience. So one of the things that could be part of this as well is, like, you know, hey, I'm feeling pretty good after getting that 3-0 start here. Maybe, like, you know, have your mentor have a little less direct input in some regards. Like, I don't know how much input both of them are giving at all times, because at a certain point you're also, as a mentee, going, you know, loosen, I don't want to say a leash, but you know what I mean. Like, don't necessarily tell me everything at this point. Like, let me kind of cook a little bit and see if I'm making good calls or not. So, and like, that could be some of the discussions as well, as like, you know, did Panda or Beer make that call of like, skip this, skip that kind of deal. And 21 for the DT Big Key.
Okay. I mean, I'm opening all the chests on the climb for silvers, given how much we've cleared. Well, I guess never mind.
I mean, we've still got all TR.
Pyramid Fairy, Smith Chain, TR. I still probably am. Just because.
Yeah, I'd make a check.
When you get a 21 big key, and then Ganon's like did you find the silvers in my tower? Like that feels pretty bad. When you
Yeah,
see gold
we've
ones on the
full
fly.
cleared 9 out of the 10 dungeons as well, pretty much. Besides what,
Yeah.
Helma? Yeah, and that's a real thing with the like. I've not been a mentee, so I don't know that position of how to think about that kind of action. But like as a mentor, I've definitely talked about that idea of like, what do you want me to tell you here as we get further in the tournament? Like, are you looking for like boom, 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 like these are your checks in this order, or are you just looking for like a discussion? So
Yeah.
hard to say what each of these mentees is going like saying to their mentor of like, how much detail do I want you to give me today?
I think that with dice forfeits. I remember like 6 years ago now, when I was in the mentor tournament, I missed out on gold sword because I finished out every seed.
Death Mountain. That means they're what, in Mimic Cave?
Yep, Mimic Cave.
Wow.
We missed Torch Glitch too, so I think we're going to see the cane.
Yeah, and that you see that moment of just like Cola was trying to like keep one torch or lighting a torch each time. Like you let both of them just go out since you missed Torch Glitch. Like you're just like, okay, I've got to kind of reset mentally here, so I can at least get doubled each time, because you're not getting triples now.
You can do triples if you.
It is very tight.
You can light both of them as he's coming down and skip a cycle every time, or you can light one the next warp, 2 hits, light one warp, 2. Yeah, you can get triples. Well, I guess it's not really triples then. You get doubles and singles between them, but you don't miss any extra torch lights. But we've got magic and time. At this point, you don't feel like you did well enough to miss Torch Glitch and have a rough Ganon fight.
By the way, on the other side there, Panda did get that cane before the death of Ganon, so... But get your GGs in chat for Green Cola and Coin Chaser, because we've got a dead pig. And they cross at an official race time of 1:31:03. GGs to Green Cola and Coin Chaser.
If Panda wants to come in for an interview.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody jumps into the green room shortly to hang out with us.
Quick work of Meyer. Oh, no spooky. I don't think.
Yeah, I will say it looks like Panda probably has some tricks they want to learn glitch-wise. I know that left side Swamp Bomb being one of them, and then it may be spooky.
Yeah, I noticed he set up to like he picked up the rock from the bottom correctly, but then didn't kick up dust or do anything else to preserve the variable. So he has been moving really well overall for a newer winner.
Yeah, 165 CR in Kaz boots. It's a tough one. And you're like, oh man, that's a lot to have gone through to do like everything in the game. Lucking out not having to touch TR feels nice at least.
Yeah. 7 crystals for Panda, so GT we go. Both runners opting for the lower portal to avoid dead rocks.
Well, and I think I like for Panda it made a bit more sense. Panda had no incentive to open up the TR portal earlier when doing Dark Death Mountain, lacking the cane. Whereas for Green Cola, I probably would have opened the portal. Like, I think Green Cola came up through Super Bunny as well. Like,
if
I might
you're
have
going
set up to do TR.
If you're going to do all these checks before going into TR, it actually is just fine because you don't have to go into them. Like, you can check during the climb. It's about 9 seconds or something.
I mean, for both runners, because neither of them did the TR portal, they did save time by not going to the TR portal at all. Like, this was just faster for both of them, given that neither of them opened it up that way.
I think it is still like a tiny bit faster to open it, but that's only if you don't have to deal with dead rocks.
I thought it was contingent upon it being open, but we are joined by Green Cola. Hello, GG.
GG's.
That was quite a few rude placements that seed. What are your initial thoughts?
That Mitz was pretty bad, and then there was so much open up after Mitz. It was like, oh shoot, where do we go next? So I'm just glad I went to Death Mountain after the ice or after the crystals, because we were talking about doing Pyramid Fairy and Fifth Chain too. But
yeah, we were wondering if you would do either of those. Just like it's hard to last locate the mountain, but also like you have to be ready to go into Turtle Rock when you go up there. So like you can't. It is a big investment to decide like, okay, I'm going up there now. If it's just in Pyramid Fairy or something, so it paid off.
Yeah, it seems like the other one was up there too with the Silver Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mimic Cave is what we're thinking it had to be, because we did see the rest of. We saw Dark Death Mountain as well, so.
Okay. So he did Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, but that's a Dark World hint.
Yeah, true.
So.
But Panda was looking for Samaria. Unfortunately, they had played a bit more aggressive in Eastern and missed that Samaria.
Oh.
Only looking for Samaria at that point when they finally went. They got the bow after the pod dip while looking for Mitz, or the fire rod, and just left at that point. And then when they came back, after last locating the Mitz and all that, I must have felt kind of behind. They skipped, and well, they were a little behind. They skipped that last item and went straight for the boss.
Yeah, Coin and I were talking about that too. It was like we could gamble this, and I was like, I don't want to gamble it. We were gonna gamble all of Eastern actually, but I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, the one thing we had talked a lot about with that Aga play was kind of like the post-Aga World check of, do you go south, do you go north? And we thought it was good with, like, Swamp's not a bad play. I think we felt for your side, especially having Fire Rod, doing a full north route, you could have easily killed out Skull Thieves into Swamp. Mm-hmm. And, like, it would have just cleaned up a little bit nicely as well with your, hitting Bombo's tablet right there as well, since the book was in Kings. Was there a discussion about north versus south?
Yes, there was. We were thinking of just going north first, and then we were like, well, then Hype Cave is pretty dense, so you should probably go there first. So, yeah, after I mentioned Hype Cave, Coin was like, yeah, we definitely should just go Hype Cave instead. And if we found the beer on pyramid, it was like, okay, yeah,
Oh,
let's just go
that
to
was
swamp.
quite an ice almost kill from SquishyPanda.
Yeah, I was gonna say, interesting
That was
quick kill
pretty
at the
cool.
end.
I love that one. Never seen it, but it was cool.
The reasoning that I had for going north instead of south is that depending on where the first glove is, the punish is much higher for going south first. Because like, this was literally the worst possible case scenario, because there was a glove both directions, but only if you went north first. But if there's a glove on the north route, you end up in swamp anyway, and you don't do any extra traversal. But if the first glove is in BOO and you do south first, then you end up having to do the loop anyway, and you ran south for no reason.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Corey and I were really speculating just going straight to Skullwoods.
yeah,
It's not straight,
and
just getting that stuff on the way.
right. That would have paid off pretty huge this seed, especially with your early Eastern dip. Speaking of that, was there any thought of just going straight to Aga after turning in Green Pendant?
Yeah, we were thinking just straight Eastern, like no Green Pendant, straight Aga, no Green Pendant. Just go straight to Aga. We weren't even gonna think about Eastern yet. But I prefer to full clear, and that's just get everything out of the way. If I can avoid Aga at all possible, I will. And then obviously it didn't work out that way, but it worked out in the favor to just full clear it still.
Well, yeah, it worked out really nicely in the sense that like you were only looking for gloves and a bow as soon as you got that mirror, so it was that fire routing came very nice to have, even if they weren't immediately useful.
Yeah, we were both pretty happy that we could just clear out a bunch of crystal dungeons right off the bat.
And almost to torches. Very precarious magic situation. I think we.
Yeah, I was
we
surprised
probably
we
have potions.
skipped
Oh, we have
out on,
potions.
Nicola.
We have potions. Does not know about the magic on the
Bottom one here.
bottom
Yeah.
torch.
Oh, he does. He grabbed it before he lit the torch.
No, we don't have enough.
Oh yeah, he's not
Or
gonna.
do we? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we do. There's one extra shot. One extra shot.
So he didn't really
Make
ice
a
tea
mess.
that.
Yeah, also didn't go to iced tea, which was another kind of confusing skip. Obviously went to ice without Kane because he had already skipped Eastern, but
Coin was very
Still-
pressuring to skip the stuff, but I kept on. I was like, I don't want to skip it.
this wasn't a seed that lent to skipping early, certainly.
No. I was really like, don't let me skip this. It'll be the bow if I skip it.
Yeah, you didn't have that many options left, and like your route. The only big thing that punished was those bits for not going north first, and like I don't know, you're probably kind of in trouble if that happens anyway. But didn't seem to make sense from our perspective, and it's like easy to say. This was a pretty close race still until that big key chest skip.
Yeah, there was a world where like Panda had the bow quite a bit earlier, and then we knew like you were gonna clear ice after Meyer, so it was you're clearing dungeons and Panda finds the bow, and we're like, there's a world, but has to beat Eastern fully here, and just the skip was what ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh, so he went to Eastern late and still skipped it.
Yes.
Well, they went into Eastern after the pod dip. Like, you both went into pod about the same time, and afterwards, Panda and Beer went into Eastern, but as soon as they pulled that fire rod out of Cannonball, they bailed.
Oh. Okay.
Which yeah, that made enough sense, I suppose. I guess you're betting that the bow isn't in Eastern at that point. But once you know that it's not like the other glove in there, I think it didn't make much sense, but like it was a time-saving skip more than like a strategic one, I think, which like makes sense. Like they also last located the mitts. Well, not quite. They never followed up on the powder from
About
pod. Interestingly, until the hunt at the end, they went in there with Smiths, and I was confused. But yeah, lots didn't go quite as well this seed for them, and the Eastern they just got progressively obliterated by.
I mean, it could go both ways. Like, we could have full cleared Eastern and been in a worse situation.
Yeah. It is interesting that sometimes, like, sometimes you see that, like, clearing everything has a ceiling on how bad of a position it puts you in, but making skips doesn't really have that same ceiling. And we saw that compound pretty hilariously in this case, that like you were in, it wasn't like a completely game-changing position unless like Glove was back of Skullwoods with that fire rod, in which case you were in a great spot, but like it wasn't that bad. And then okay, this could still be okay, and then just the third time they went to the area and skipped it was the nail in the coffin. But like you clearing it early, like there's a limit to how bad that could have punished, because like worst case you're out 2 minutes, right?
Right. I mean, 2 minutes is kind of huge.
Yeah, 2 minutes is huge, but like you're never gonna lose more than that at that.
Yeah.
Whereas Panda could have been first in go mode, because they got the bow, I think around the time you were entering Mire, if I recall. But anyway, Panda finished off Ganon. Still a sub 2 time, full clearing the seed, and not in the optimal way, double dipping a few times, so very nice.
Yep.
We'll see
SquishyPanda
if
finishing with a 148.03, so
exactly 17 minutes apart.
that makes the math for the folks with the tournament a lot easier.
Well, I think differential is capped at 15 minutes.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
If you finish, that was the incentive to finish, is like no matter how far behind you are, if you finish, it can't be worse than 15 minutes. But if you forfeit, then it's 15. It's guaranteed 30 minutes is what it is. And so since they use the time differential, like, if you're 15 minutes behind all your opponents, as long as you finish, like, that's a lot better than forfeiting once. That means you can lose 2 seeds by more than 15 minutes for every one you forfeit, and have the same time differential for tiebreakers. So Finish those seeds. We are joined by SquishyPanda. GG's.
GG's.
GG's. That was a fun seed.
That
Yeah,
was
I bet.
it's the last locating seed.
Yeah, we surely did that on this side too.
Ugh.
What was your guys' go mode?
My go mode was bow, the one on Death Mountain, Super Bunny Cave.
Oh, that's where my silvers would have been.
No,
No,
you guys
no.
got the same bow.
Oh, okay. So the other one was in Mimic Cave. No, don't.
Yep.
That's what they were saying.
It was Mimic Cave because Dark Death Mountain would say Dark World rather than Death Mountain.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, like, what, some of your thoughts on the seed, some of the, I guess let's ask about the elephant in the room first. What was the thought process on the Eastern Big Key skip, chest skip? Because that obviously was the thing that really put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. So we felt extremely behind to the mitts. Homie Beer even called it. He's like, yeah, that book, I guarantee it's gonna be on Bombos, but we just went for efficiency, and we just felt super behind. So we're gonna just take some skips and hope it pays off. And clearly today it did not.
Yeah, that cane was interesting because Cola had that before Aga, so we knew where that was the whole time.
I'm excited to watch it back and see everyone's reaction as the skip happens.
Oh yeah, it was a heartbreaking skip. You would have been the first in go mode still. Both of you were very late to the mitts.
Yeah, I mean, it's
both of you went south after Aga, and I was curious about that too. Did you guys talk about going north?
I think so, and then we found the mirror, and then we're like, nope, just go south, just straight
Okay,
gun.
interesting. Because yeah, I mentioned this during the race, and then I mentioned again to Cola, but the punish that I saw of the first glove being like where it was so much higher. Because like if you go around the Northway, and you find your glove, you can still go do the south stuff without any like extra traversal time. Whereas if you go south and don't get a glove, then you still have to do the north loop. And so it made a lot more sense in your guys' position because you didn't have the fire rod to beat Skull yet. So there were a number of things that would have made the north loop better even if you had to do it. But
I think Beer was going for the always a glove in swamp, just like always a sword, and it did not pay off.
Yeah, neither in swamp today. Swamp
yeah, we were just taking a few gambles to help give us an extra chance, and it just the wrong ones. And I was telling Beer it could have gone either way. We could have taken those gambles, and it could have been the right choice. So it just happened to be not my day today.
That's what I was saying. Here too, it really could have gone either way. Because going into Eastern, we could have found nothing.
Yeah, you guys, Panda, you guys were significantly ahead going into Aga, because Cola went to Saha twice, and then into Eastern after turning in Green Pendant. But
that hurts more hearing that too. It's just like But hey, that's what we did. We make choices, and and that's Beer was like, look, stick to the choices. We skipped them, skip them. I was like, all right, we'll do it.
Yeah, it was interesting because you did both make the same call to go south afterward, which made the mitts hunt interesting. It's really good in retrospect that it was the mitts on Bombos and not a bow, because you guys clear the entire game before going back to Bombos tablet if the mitts are somewhere else, I think.
Yeah, I think that was he said this is not the worst spot for them to be because likely if they went south, they would have skipped it for a while too.
Yep.
I was hoping Kane. He's like, oh yeah, let's just go into Meyer, and you know, Kane will be there. I'm like, yeah, I hope so too.
It's possible. I've seen it there like 20 times.
Yeah.
Was there anything?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, was there anything significant else that was different between us, or was it pretty much just those couple that really big skip?
I mean, there were some minor differences early, like throughout. Even we talked a little bit about, you know, checking Aga in a casual boot seed. Like it's very common, especially when you get that early second sword, to feel like, is Aga the answer here? So it's a normal check. It also paid out really nicely. The bush crabs in this one were actually the 8-bomb pack. So yeah, Green Cola had a lot of bombs already to start, whereas you had to buy some bombs. So there's little things like that that you can kind of capitalize on.
Yeah, that was another early skip decision. Beer was like, hey, if you we skip this now, you can check it when you go up to the mountain, or if we get mirror. He's like, we'll just take that gamble. He's like, and if we have to go up there, it's like a 20-second, you know, loss if we have to. Thankfully, nothing was on there this time because that would have been really late to that.
It was interesting because, because of the bombs not working out, Cola ended up making all the time that you saved from skipping it back, like because you had to farm the bombs. That was mostly the bush crab. You could have done the bush crab in Lost Woods too, but it was most like your guys' routes were pretty similar overall. Like you both did the south thing after Aga. You did some of your cleanup stuff in different order, but you guys were both in pod at the same time. The eastern decisions were the bulk of the difference for the bulk of the seed, I would say.
I don't know if anyone brought this up, but I typically love going into Eastern, and it just was not on our mind because we just got so much, we got stuff. I'm like,
yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been in Eastern before Aga this seed. I probably, yeah, it's the seed was screaming Aga.
It was,
especially with that hook shot and flippers early. It threw me for a loop when both of you guys went south because like I was thinking about hook shotting across to North Dark World, before we had the Moon Pearl. So
Coin mentioned that a lot too.
and honestly, that was our plan, and I think Mir was on Pyramid Ledge, right? So
yeah, it was.
We immediately just changed our route and said, nope, go south, and because he said that's more checks available. And I agreed with it. I thought it was a good play, and clearly not. Again, if we knew that, we wouldn't have these.
Just specifically this seed, it wasn't. Like I think going north would have been okay if we didn't have Fire Rod, but going south it just makes more sense every time.
Yeah, we didn't have Fire Rod either, so we just saw that mirror and got slap happy, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that the glove punish, I go north much more often than I go south. I think there, I pretty much only go south if I don't have a hook shot most of the time, just because the north route just like routes into the south route. So like,
yeah, that's true. I think I mentioned that to Coin too, but I was still happy we went for the fast 4 checks in Hype Cave before we went.
It's easy to talk about the risk reward not being there when in a seed where you hit the risk and not the reward.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, overall, I'm still happy with the way things turned out. I mean, 17 minutes behind, but I feel like we made some good gambles that if they would have hit, we would have. It might have been reversed.
Yeah, I like that. Iced tea and the vanilla big key chest. That's probably almost 2 minutes between the two of them. Yeah, maybe not quite, but pretty close. Like that's a good way to claw back time.
Yep.
So
Yeah, but again, thanks for putting on the restream, everybody, and GG's again at Green Cola. I really look forward to playing against you again in the brackets.
Yeah, GG's, and again, also thank you for the restream.
yeah, thanks you guys for letting us put it on, and thank you, Jesse, for commentating with me. It was a pleasure as
working with
always.
you again.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything we need to do. I guess once again, thanks Sin Dennis for doing tracking, and thanks Sean for doing the restreaming side of things tonight. I don't know if you have anything you need to say before closing it out. So I see that we do have. Okay. So, but have a great rest of your night. As you can see, we do have that match listed for the 4th at 10 a.m. between Ninja Dave and Josh the Canuck. I'm guessing there's other races to schedule for this week, plenty. So maybe there'll be some other restreams along the way. So have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.